Guys, Boxing Gossip here. Hope everyone's doing well. Wanted to post an update video relating to the Hughie Fury versus Joseph Parker fight. We've covered this fight from, the moment it was first discussed on this channel. So I want to remain consistent and, keep you guys updated as the news is hitting me. Let me first give a shout out to everyone on my Facebook and on my Twitter who got in touch to give me this news and send me a link to the relevant articles, etc. I think the news came through last night when I was asleep, and it's crazy when you wake up and you've got 10 people all looking to contact you about the same news topic. So many thanks indeed for that. My social media links, my Facebook link is in the description below. My Twitter is @BoxingGossip. So hit me with a follow on there if you're interested. But the news is, and it's been reported in numerous sources, including the New Zealand Herald. In fact, let me quote directly from the New Zealand Herald article. And the headline is, Fury's father denied NZ entry. And this was posted on Wednesday, the 22nd of March. So let me read directly from the article. Peter Fury, the father and trainer of heavyweight boxer Hughie, Joseph Parker's opponent in Auckland in May, has been denied entry to New Zealand according to reports. Fury lodged his visa application with the New Zealand immigration and said earlier this month he was confident he'd be allowed entry despite his criminal record. According to One News, Fury's request has been denied. In 1995, Englishman Fury, now a key part of Hughie's camp, was jailed 10 years for drugs possession and intent to supply. In 2008, he got another 2 years for drug-related money laundering. New Zealand's immigration rules require a special exemption and character waiver for those wishing to enter the country who have served more than 5 years in prison. Parker's promoter David Higgins said recently he hoped Peter would be given an entry visa to support his son. He wouldn't comment publicly about whether he would officially support it. Let's have a look, see if there's any other key points here. And I've read in other articles that the fight is planned to go ahead. I've read in other articles that there's no plans to cancel the fight or postpone the fight as a result of this news. But it's an interesting story, and there's a lot of skepticism in the boxing public as to whether the fight will actually go ahead now, despite the sort of positive wording from Team Duco and the New Zealand side. There's a lot of people out there who believe that Hughie Fury will pick up some sort of injury, and as a result will be ruled out of this fight. And I certainly hope that doesn't happen, as that would be incredibly disappointing. And this, for me, all links back to the purse bid situation, which we covered on the channel. At the time I said I was very disappointed in the Hughie Fury side and in the Frank Warren side for not winning that purse bid, and for not putting an absolute maximum effort in terms of attracting that fight to the UK. And in hindsight, that is even more relevant than I initially expected it, because Hughie Fury potentially looking at taking this fight now without his trainer and his father, who's obviously the same person in Peter Fury. I had heard in interviews previously that Hughie Fury and Peter Fury had intended to fly out something like a month in advance of the fight in order to get fully acclimatised to the jet lag and to the time difference out there, because I appreciate it's a 13-hour time difference. Now, that would really realistically mean that those guys would be looking to get on a plane in the next couple of weeks, next 2 or 3 weeks. And, clearly that's not going to happen in New Zealand because Peter Fury's been denied entry according to these reports. I mean, potentially they could go to another nearby country, certainly a country where there's a less time difference. My geography is not strong enough, but, I'm sure there's a few countries closer to New Zealand than the UK where Peter Fury would be allowed access, and they could do a training camp and get acclimatised to the time difference out there. It's just that on fight night, Hughie Fury wouldn't then be with Peter Fury, and it's a loss. It's a loss because Hughie Fury's used to having Peter Fury in the corner. He's been a constant figure throughout Hughie Fury's professional career, and Peter Fury's a very good cornerman. He's a calm head in times of stress. He's a guy who gives clear, crisp advice, and he's a guy who's served Tyson Fury exceptionally well in the corner since he started working with him. So, let's not make bones about it. This is a big loss, a big loss. The one time that I can recall that Tyson Fury was without Peter Fury, due to Peter Fury having visa problems for Tyson Fury's Steve Cunningham fight, Tyson Fury put in a subpar performance. He didn't use the same discipline that we've seen in other Fury performances. He ended up getting involved in more of a scrap than was necessary, and he ended up getting hurt and getting dropped by a cruiserweight in Steve Cunningham. Now, I don't suspect exactly the same will happen with Hughie Fury, because I've always viewed Hughie as a more disciplined fighter than Tyson Fury. He's someone who seems to stick to his fundamentals and stick to his boxing a bit more in the ring, whereas Tyson Fury, particularly a young Tyson Fury, had a definite tendency to, showboat and to get involved in scraps where maybe he didn't need to. So I don't necessarily think the same negatives will apply to Hughie Fury against Joseph Parker, but nevertheless, it is a big loss. I think the Furies are a very massive family, as you guys know. They've got a lot of people in the camp who know a lot about boxing, including Tyson Fury himself. So I don't think Hughie's going to be without knowledgeable family who he can trust and who can provide advice in the corner. Wouldn't it be bizarre viewing if Tyson Fury stepped up and took on the role as a cornerman in Peter Fury's absence? But you could have worse advice than a guy who beat Vladimir Klitschko and winning the majority of the belts in the World Heavyweight Championship. But this is a negative. There's no two ways about it. There's no bones about it. This is a negative, and I am just hoping that it's not a negative that's going to affect the fight, and that it's simply a negative that's going to be, a negative for Hughie Fury in the fight. I'd be very, very, very disappointed indeed if the fight didn't go ahead. It's certainly one that I'm very, very excited for, as you guys know. And I should say that there's no indication from either side whatsoever that this is a fight that won't go ahead. I'm just saying that since the news has broke, there's been a lot of internet speculation that, potentially it's one that it won't go through. Let's hope that isn't the case. Let's remain optimistic. I'm very much looking forward to this one if it does happen. And this is not new news. It's new news that Peter Fury's been denied entry. But realistically, we knew that it wasn't necessarily going to be plain sailing for Peter Fury getting a visa. We know that New Zealand is a country that is very, very strict on these regulations. I believe from the comments on my previous video, there's some history here with Mike Tyson potentially having to go through a big visa process due to his past. So because this isn't new news, I presume that conversations have already gone on behind the scenes that obviously we're not party to between the two camps. And because Duco are coming out and giving the impression that the fight is very much on, presumably one can hope that they've had some assurances from the Fury camp that the fight will go ahead without Peter Fury in the corner. So no reason to suspect it won't go ahead. It's just people online are chattering, and the rumour mill is up and running, as is always the case in boxing. So we'll see. All in all, disappointed from a UK perspective, the fight isn't over here. And I think given these problems behind the scenes, there's an argument that even more of an effort could have been made to get this fight in the UK because of this potential negative with the fight being international. But let's see. Not long to find out now. Today's 22nd of March, as I say, so what are we, 6 weeks away, something like that, from the two guys stepping into the ring. They'll already be well into their preparations for this matchup, and it could be a really, really good one. Great clash of styles, and I just hope that nothing happens between now and then. Presumably, as I say, Hughie Fury will be departing the UK in the next couple of weeks in order to start acclimatising to the time difference and start training out there. And if we see social media of the Furies getting on a plane and going to a camp in Australia or another neighbouring country, I don't know what the visa regulations are out there, then we can probably take that as a positive indication that all is okay in making this fight happen. Let's hope it is, certainly. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this one. Just really, really optimistic and hopeful that it goes ahead, really, and that we get the fight that a number of us have all been looking forward to. It's a fight that clearly is really, really dividing public opinion, and it's a fight that people are really, really struggling to pick a winner in. Some people are very strong on either side. Some people are very strong on Hughie. Some people are very strong on Parker. I think this is a 50-50 fight in my book. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your take on this in the comment section below. How much of a negative is this to Hughie Fury and Fury's chances of winning the fight? Do you think we could see a new cornerman, maybe even Tyson Fury, taking the lead for this kind of fight? Are you nervous that this is going to lead to the fight not taking place? Leave your comments in the section below. We'll be covering this fight all the way up to fight night and obviously after the fight as well. So if you like the discussion, please hit subscribe so you can check out my other stuff. And if this video has broken the news to you, or if you've enjoyed it, please click the thumbs up button, which helps spread this to a wider audience. Many thanks indeed for tuning in, guys. As always, do appreciate it.